Abu Dawud, he said, "Do not sit like a camel." Some people say that a camel sits by placing its hands first, then its knees. I often say in response that the Prophet, peace be upon him, was referring to the way a camel sits. The following words clarify: place your hands first, then your knees. In Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 803, before this, Imam Bukhari has specifically mentioned the practice of Abdullah ibn Umar, which is fully detailed in Musannaf ibn Abi Shaybah. When Abdullah ibn Umar would go into Sujood, he would place his hands first, then his knees.
See how it will automatically find its place. You can see that my fingers have come to such a position that when I prostrate on this edge, my fingers will be aligned with my ears and my palms will be in line with my shoulders, just as they were during the raising of the hands. The fingers will be almost in a normal position. There is a weak narration in which it is mentioned about the Prophet, peace be upon him, that he would prostrate with his fingers joined together. There are also authentic reports from some of the Tabi'een that they preferred to keep the fingers together, but there is no well-known or established hadith regarding this matter. You should keep them in a normal position. Do not spread them so much that they turn away from the direction of the Qibla. Keep them in a normal position, and if someone wants to keep them like this, they may do so as well. There is a bit of hesitation in this, as the palms also touch the ground and your hands are almost facing the Qibla. The fingers will be aligned with the ears, meaning you will place them in line with your eyes, between the two eyes. Naturally, they will come in line with the ears and the palms will be aligned with the shoulders. Then you should first touch your nose to the ground, and after that, your forehead. In this position, you should recite the supplications of prostration, such as Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, or other supplications. I will, God willing, teach you the rest as well. The toes should be facing towards the Qibla. Both heels should be joined together, and the hands should be separated from the sides. The thighs should be apart from the joints of the shins in a normal position, and there should also be a gap in between here. The most preferred way is to make the prostration a bit wider like this, but nowadays in all our designs that wider prostration is not done. The one mentioned in Bukhari and Muslim, where even a baby goat could pass through. That is the highest level. What has been prohibited is exactly this. As mentioned in Bukhari and Muslim, you should not lay your forearms on the ground like a dog. And obviously, this instruction applies to both men and women in terms of the method of prayer. So, you should lift them and keep them apart from your sides. The stomach should not touch the thighs. The stomach should remain separate from the thighs. And the joint between the thigh and the shin should also remain apart. You should perform the prostration in this state. After that, when you say Allahu Akbar and sit, what should your position be? Your fingers should be facing the Qibla. Here too, there is no need to do anything unusual. Keep them in a normal position wherever it is comfortable for you.